Every Thursday night, 9 p.m., Iconic Cafe hits the digital radio airwaves with the best in home interviews and cooking. Be sure to check out Iconic Cafe Mishawaka Facebook page for upcoming and archive shows. Now that's iconic.
Come back to Mishawaka for some home cooking, whether you're out late at night or up early in the morning. Featuring Dog and Suds root beer, iconic cupcakes, homemade biscuits and gravy. The Iconic Cafe, 215 North Main Street, Mishawaka.
Welcome, Iconic Radio. All right. Got some fans behind you, Joe, Jimmy, Bill, how you doing? Who's your guest down here tonight?
My nieces, Kristen and Brianna.
Nice to meet you. You can stay down here if you like. Come on, join the crowd here. Well, that was Joe Feingold. Always a pleasure to have him. I got to say, when I started the station show, I asked for Joe to be one of my first guests, and it's probably taken, about 4 months now just to get you on. So I'm so glad to have you on, Joe.
Thank you. Where's my M&Ms?
I know. I forgot the M&Ms, so we'll get that. And we also got Jimmy Lovett. Let me get on my soapbox first with you, Joe. I've always seen you play, enjoyed it, and the thing I enjoy the most is taking lessons with you. You know, you're so passionate, and you got such a great philosophy, and you really love music, and it's very rare you find people like that. And that's why I want to get that out first before we start.
Thank you. I love you too, Bruce.
I do. Thank you very much. What everyone too, why don't you? How's Cecil doing? Your bass player?
He's doing really good. In fact, it's like a miracle. So he's healing a lot faster than expected. Right when he got out of surgery, things were really good comparably, to what they are used to. So far so good. And we love him. So hopefully sooner rather than later.
Well, I think it's great, too. On Facebook, you keep everybody up, on just what's going on. And your Facebook page is what, Joe Feingold?
Yeah, Joe Feingold.
Okay. Yeah. And then how about your bands? Does any bands have the Facebook page?
We do. Bands? I have my Dark Trilogy site. That's how I have to have the site on it. And same with Reverb Nation's Dark Trilogy site. Joe Feingold. What else do I have? I have Reverb Nation, Joe Feingold also. That's where you can hear the music. Got Forever Gypsy, which is Reverb Nation also. So, Dorks with Glasses, that's out there somewhere. Everything.
Will those guys be back on again?
Never.
I got to tell you, he put his head like yes, and then hit the never.
That I even mentioned that was kind of a mistake, but it is what it is.
What do you mean? They were great. I enjoyed that.
I got nothing against what the past was.
Well, that'll be another show we'll have on. Well, that'll be that. How about a little bit about lessons? Where are you teaching lessons at now?
Well, I'm teaching at Midwest Co-op, of course, Jim's shop. They're in Elkhart. What is the actual address, Jim?
I think it's 28445 Old US 33 there, and it's not really my shop. Remember, it's a co-op. Right. I might be the instigator behind it and founder and all that kind of good stuff, but it's everybody's shop.
Okay. Well,
so if I go in there, I can say I'm an owner.
You're probably the co-op. You've been part of almost since day one. Since we actually had the concept.
That's right.
So I teach there, and basically most of my students are private lessons. So, if people usually see me out and about, or they can get a hold of me on Facebook. I have my cards out and about everywhere. So.
You know what I like too is the first lesson I had with you, you just raised the bar on what you expect to play guitar. And I was so impressed with that with you because I've done lessons before and no one's ever done that, and again, it's your passion, for the music that comes out with it.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that, and I kind of pride myself on that. I do try my best to treat everybody as an individual too, which I think is very important. And to push people and to show them, I hate to say proper things, but certain things can really, a lot of times people take basic elements of playing and they go past them without actually really learning them. And in turn, as they get years and years of playing, they hinder themselves. Okay, so I try to teach things early on that it will really increase their level sooner rather than later, and also have a better understanding of being able to get to another level by having that technique, so to speak. And I see it in a lot of players where basic elements are just, you might think this guy's such a good player, right? You show them, you give them one little thing to do, and you see how, you'll see their weakness that quick. So I try to combat that with everybody that I teach.
And two, you get down to earth. I mean, when we were together, we were on the same page. It wasn't, you looking down, okay, do this. And I mean, everyone should experience that really with the lessons.
Well, I mean, that's a given. I mean, I don't think anybody should look down. I just play guitar. I'm no different than you. I love you. I think you're a great person. But if I didn't, it might be another story. But I wouldn't be teaching you either. So
Right. But like I said, if anyone gets a chance, take some lessons with Joe because really, he's the best around. I got you here is because you didn't have an open jam tonight, but you're starting when? Next week or the week after?
No, it's actually the week after. The 16th of April, we'll be at Tripp's Trackside Tavern right there on Union Street and 4th, right by the tracks. The place right across the street is what is it, Jimmy?
Oh, that's at at
Oliva's?
Oliva's, there you go.
That's
Excellent food, yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure I pronounced it right. I kind of knew it. Okay, but it's right there. It's where the CVS used to be in. There's like a Dollar General's. Plenty of room in the parking lot. A lot of drink specials. We got Paige behind the bar. It's going to be really cool. It should be a lot of fun, and I would really appreciate everybody's support. And thank you.
Well, and you guys do the music thing there.
Oh yeah, we had our fundraiser for our scholarship for the McNeese scholarship this last year, and of course Joe was in on that. He actually ran that for us, and of course the tie-in there. Of course, my good friend Jeff McHugh owns the place, and of course he was manager McNeese, of course, back in the I think early '70s to the '80s, so everything ties together.
Well, we're trying to get him on the show for the Memories of McNeese, too. So we're working on that. So hopefully he'll be there Thursday and we can talk to him about it.
Yeah, now with the jam being there, and of course if we get that live remote going, that'd even be better, and we'll try to lure him down here. You might have to promise some steak from your dad's place. I don't know.
Not the cafe.
I'd like
go to the
I'd like to mention one thing though. It starts at 8:00. It is earlier than like the Phoenix, so. And also, I got it going till midnight, so you can come before the Phoenix. So we make the rounds. We're all brothers and sisters in this area. It's not undercutting anybody. It starts almost 2 hours earlier, ends about an hour earlier, and a lot of time Matt goes later than that. So I don't want anybody to think I'm stepping on anybody's toes. I've always had a Thursday jam. It just so happens I had to move it. So, but I purposely made it earlier so people can come there. They can make the rounds, so just wanted to clarify that.
Now, is this all ages? Or
No.
So this is
21 plus.
Good. Well, we got about a minute left. I'm going to go over our sponsors. Again, Joe Feingold, Jimmy Lovett. And we got a break. We're going to do some Forever Gypsy. We got 2 songs, Never Again and Riverside coming up. So, okay, for Bill, the sponsors, the weekly events, Phoenix has got open mic tonight. Hipposonics on Friday and Whistle Pigs on Saturday. Cheers Pub Open Jam Tuesday, Thursday. Ultra Fab on Friday. And Saturday will be DJ MIA and DJ Big House, if I pronounce that right. 5 Star Dive Bar, Justin, of course. has Wednesday. It'll be Len McCall, if I pronounce that right, and Julia Jenks. Friday, Herbie Ashcroft in the drive, and Saturday, the Incredible Johnsons. Of course, Bill Stock, July 18th will be the big show. So here we go. We're going to have a little Forever Gypsy, and we'll be back shortly. This is Iconic Radio.
Try to find
back on. That was Riverside by Forever Gypsy. And, of course, we're back with Mr. Joe Feingold and Mr. Jimmy Lovett. Of course, Bill McDonald, the owner of the place, always wants me to bring up radio classics. And tonight are the good ones. They start 11 p.m. Gosh, I can't even read his writing. Okay, the Inner Sanction Mysteries. And tonight's is The Deadly Dummy and Death Pays the Freight. And that is brought to you by the Phoenix Bar and Grill. Joe, I wanted to bring up, too, a great story, which I got to hear, too, was when you met Billy Sticks at Martha's Midway.
Yeah, that was amazing.
And it was, and Joe was nice enough to come on. We're doing a documentary film about Albertina and Martha's Midway, and I don't know how Billy and you were together. Oh, he was picking up his equipment.
Well, actually, what happened, I had met him before. I actually did a gig he was on. It was at Little Woodstock a few years back. But, I said hi to him and told my name, and he kind of said a few words and remembered my dad, obviously. But it didn't go into detail like that. Actually, what happened that day is I walked in, and he was sitting with Albertina and you and one other fella, and I sat down and started talking music and timing, and I started counting 5/8 and 6/8 time and 7/8 and playing it for him with my guitar sitting there warming up because we were going to film. And he's like, "Whoa!" He was all happy because I not only could play it, I could talk it.
Right.
And that's what first and then he started talking about my dad, which is amazing because they both played together in their first band in college. They would practice at my grandma's house, and at that time, my dad was the only one in his band that could read music, too. It's just a big story, but it was very emotional for me just to hear these things.
Oh, and I thought it was
And I got to
great.
thank you because it was because of you I was even there, or part of that, and I do appreciate the hell out of that.
Oh, it was great. But I just, like I said, I wish we could have taped that conversation you two were having because it was great. And like you said, I don't think you knew Billy and your dad played before that.
I did know that. I remember. I just didn't know the extent of everything. I know that years ago my brother was a bartender at the Oyster Bar. And I remember my dad going down there and hanging with my mom, going to see him. And Billy's like, "Bernie, you need to come up here." I wasn't there, but I heard that. So, I knew they knew each other, just didn't know the extent of it. And Billy he's such a gracious man.
Yes.
But, he telling us the stories and just being back there, it really brought, the last time I saw him play, I went up to him. I could hardly talk to him. Let's just put it that way. Anyway.
Well, that was great. I appreciate you bringing that up. You got some shows coming up? What's coming up in the future?
Well, I do. I got a Joe Feingold Project show with Aaron Rowe, who's going to sit in with us for that April 18th at Mr. G's. That'll really be your first show back. And then May 9th, outside of Heritage Square over there'll be a big tent party. That'll be Forever Gypsy. I got a bus trip that we're taking for my Dark Trilogy band, June 4th, to Chicago Reggie's, which is a great club. And we're playing with Jakey Lee.
And who's Jakey Lee?
Jakey Lee's Ozzy's guitar player after Randy Rhoads died.
Yes.
So, his band's called the Red Dragon Cartel, but we're on that. It's limited tickets. There really is. There's only 25 that we got here for the bus trip. So, if anybody wants them, I still got just a few left, but I'm telling you, you don't want to miss this. It is a Thursday night, but it's 2 months away. You can get it off.
So you got the tickets? They
I
got to
do.
see you.
And Clint, and I'm telling you what, it's $25 for the round trip and the concert. That's it. So that bus to there, how can you beat that? The
You
total
can't
cost.
beat it.
And to see that, along with, I'm telling you, this place is, if you've never been to Reggie's, it's got a record store in it. It's got a rooftop place to eat. It's got like a head shop in it on top of a smaller club and then a bigger venue where we'll play with Jakey Lee. It's really cool. I'm telling you, it's something if you want to get a hold of me, man. It was fun. I did it before. We played there before. It's a great time.
Now, will you get to play with Jakey Lee, you think?
Not literally, but we back him up. We support him.
Right.
Yeah, they won't be with him. I'm not always that fortunate, but sometimes I am.
Wait, one more thing. You got also the Michelangelo Matteo thing.
Yes.
What do we got there? That's been fantastic for you.
Yeah, we did 5 shows with him, a couple in Chicago, another place in Illinois, in Fort Wayne, and, of course, here. And the guy is gracious. The guy's in the Hall of Fame for the quad guitar, for the double guitar, playing them both. He's played 58 countries. most of all, he's just a gracious guy. And he's let me play with him literally twice, like on stage with him on those 5 shows. So I actually, I'm not going to say we're close friends, but I know him well. I know him well enough to, he knows my name. So it's really cool.
Well, and I think that's a tribute to you, to your stage presence and, your respect for musicians.
Well, I would hope so, but the truth of the matter is the guy doesn't have to be that way. A lot of these guys are dicks. I've met a lot of them. I played with a lot of, no, honestly, I played with a lot of guys actually that are very less musically inclined than this guy, because this guy's a freak of nature. I don't know anybody that turns it over, even my elite guys that turns it over left-handed and can play it just as well, right and left that way. I don't know anybody that can do that, okay? He's really the only one. But if you look him up, he's worth checking out anyway. But he was such a gracious person. And, it's usually these guys that aren't very talented, but they're big, or they were big at one time, that give you the most grief because they think, they're above everybody. But this guy wasn't at all. He hasn't. So thank you, Michael.
Well, that's great. All right. Hey, Jimmy, I was talking to you about the Musicians Co-op, and you just got some tube ads you just made, animators. Why don't you say a little bit about that?
Yeah, we got, there's a local guy in Elkhart, Dan Marker, gentleman is more of an inventor and musician, and he came up with these line of tube amps he's had for a while, and he just never really marketed them. He brought them into the store, and my gosh, they were just amazing. So we redesigned and had some of our own design made, and I've already had the first prototype in there, and some of the older ones we still have for sale. Matter of fact, if you go on my page there, you'll see Joe demonstrating a couple of them. Just amazing tone. And it's like if Einstein was a musician, these were the amps that he would make.
And how many watts are they? Are they like a 5 watt or?
Well, I think the most popular one's got to be the 10. That's the one we've been selling the most of. And I tell you, for tube amps, in today's, miking with the PAs and stuff, 10 watts is all you need. We also have a 22 watter. And also, he's got some old stock left over. We've got 300 watters left. And God,
wow.
you could play the Morse Civic with no PA on that one.
And do you got a price range on them for people?
Yeah, they're matter of fact. Well, the old stock we haven't got the new ones priced because we're still waiting on a cabinet maker to build our cabinets for us. But we'll probably have those available at first with a metal cage. We've got the 10 watters of the old stock available for $3.99, and also have the 22 watters for $3.99 also, because the casing they're in is not as expensive as the 10 watters right now. It's just the way he made them. A lot of money wrapped up into the metal cages on the 10 watters, but they're really cool.
Chords, I still got your favorite guitar chord. What chords do you got coming in now?
Oh yeah, we got the direct importer on them on the Cable King just brings them in by the truckload, and we get them at the same cost, and we sell them at wholesale prices. And I tell you, we've just sold thousands of cords, and believe it or not, Paulie Williams endorses them, and I tell you, that guy. He tells it like it is. You love him or hate him, the guy does tell it like it is, and he raves about the cords.
Oh, you can't beat them for the price and the quality. I mean, everyone should do it. On Facebook, too, you said this last Saturday was like one of your best Saturdays.
Oh, it was just a madhouse. We got, two teachers, Joe, and we've got another teacher there. The students coming in and out. We've got a new guy coming in. We kind of a secret now, but we're going to be expanding another part. We got a new guy at the co-op coming in. We're kind of waiting to get a few more items in there before we make that announcement. But he was there this Saturday, and I tell you, it was a nice, busy day. I tell you, even busier than the glory days of McNeese.
You tell us, Jimmy. You tell us.
Well, I think it's so good, and everyone should stop in and visit. I mean, it's great for the music community. Well, hey, we got about 12 seconds left. We'll take another break. We got another Dark trilogy now. We got Darkness coming up and Chasing the Terror. This is Iconic Radio.
try to escape, you can't.
Go ahead. You're on. All right, we're back.
Somebody joking asked if I do Skinner.
Oh, it wasn't a joke. He just loves Skinner.
Or was it you?
No.
I'll do a bar of it. Well, Mama told me when I was young, well, sit beside me, my only son. Well, listen closely to what I said. Well, you can do this if you listen some sunny day. Something like that. I don't know.
Well, that was great. That goes out to Adam Nelson. He's the one that does the menus at the Iconic. What do you think about the menus down there when you come in?
Beautiful, man. The most beautiful things I've ever seen.
They are, really, even though he's laughing.
No, I'm not. No, I said that's. You're making me laugh. You're laughing. I'm not laughing.
Yeah.
I thought you were joking with me about Skinner because.
No, he loves Skinner.
Okay,
that was
all right.
nice
All right.
you played something.
So I'm still laughing at that, going, "Wait, you're doing that because you know I'm not a big country fan, but I still." Well, sure it is Southern rock, same difference. No.
Skinner'd be
But listen,
country.
I did not cut it down. I just said I thought you were making a joke. That's all. Look.
Yeah, okay. Now play Skinner like that. Why don't you?
Turn it off. Just joking.
Well, Adam, thank you very much, even though Joe's making fun of that. There's your Skinner for the night.
I played country. See, I didn't want everybody thinking that I was like against country.
No, I think you play any style, really. You really enjoy music that much. In fact, that is my next question. Where did this come from, this passion for music? Did you always have it as a kid?
I did. I did have it. I'm going to guess it. I'm going to guess my parents. I had the coolest parents. My dad was a sax player, and my mom got these 8-tracks, like these cool bands. My first 4 8-tracks were the first Aerosmith, Kansas Point of No Return, Zeppelin 3, and also Aerosmith Rocks. So, I mean, how can you go wrong? So, I mean, basically, and to this day, I mean, those are still some of my favorite albums. So,
how did you pick the guitar? Did you play something different before that?
Well, I got pictures of me at like 3 or 4 holding the guitar left-handed.
Oh, so you're really a lefty. Wow.
No, but anyways, I have that. But I remember, we had one of those chairs. Bruce, turn the phone off, would you? No. But we had one of those.
It's a live show.
We had one of those chairs back in the 70s, that you could beat on. They made noise. They were made out of, I don't know, fake leather or whatever. I just remember beating the drums on that and just always having a passion for wanting to play something. And then I got in a lot of trouble when I was about 12 years old. I will refrain from sharing this story. But luckily that year, my grandma took me and my older brother, out and got us guitars, rented them, in fact, from Mendoza's, got us lessons.
Acoustic guitars?
No, they were actually electric. Started out electric, and then I started picking up quicker than my brother did, and he got frustrated because he's 4 years older than me, and he quit. And I just kept going. Then eventually, shortly thereafter, I started taking classical lessons. So I got a really good foundation from Mendoza's, and Dean Watts in particular, and also,
yes,
Nick the owner. So it was pretty, I was lucky. I was blessed.
How do you, so you just picked it up naturally, even classical?
Classical is a very disciplined thing. So I'm not even,
right.
I could have took that route, but I didn't. I wanted to play rock and roll, But, I still love it. I still play stuff like that. My finger, when I do stuff like, when I do fast stuff on the electric guitar, I still use my fingers like that, So that's where I get that from.
I know, and I think that's great. You teach that to people because, like you said, it's the foundation that makes all the difference. That takes you as far as you can go, not just to a certain level.
And that's another thing about classical and such is that it does give you a great foundation. And without that, a lot of sloppy players. But then again, there's guys who play without any technique who are phenomenal. Hell, some of my favorite players are that. They couldn't use their pinky to save their life or play a 30-second note, but it doesn't matter. They play from the heart. So that shouldn't end all, but it can be very fulfilling if you want to take and just become increasing your knowledge as a guitar player, to take it to different levels as such that you really couldn't if you didn't have the ability to. Some people like that, some people don't. The beauty of music is we're all touched by something different. And I'm not here to tell you need to do that. But if you aspire to be something more, aspire to be something more. If not, just don't talk shit about it. And that happens. No, it's true. That happens a lot. And, people, I never wanted to play like that. I never wanted. Well, that's fine. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you just didn't have the desire or you weren't able to. Maybe you're just jealous because you can't. Usually you'll find that people that cut certain playing down is because they can't.
Right.
Okay. But, I can't do that. So they'll act like they're, I'm above you because, he just plays fast. No, let me tell you something. It's not that. If you should have respect for people who want to take something and actually put their life and try to be better than average. And let's face it, there's a lot of average people in all walks of life. But if you want to take something, you see some guy that's superior, I don't care if it's arpeggios, sweep arpeggios. It gets cut down all the time. You don't have to play like that. That's fine. Just don't cut it down. You know what it took that guy to be able to accomplish that? That's what you should be looking at and go, hey, man, that's cool. It's not for me, but that's cool. Anyway, I'm done on my little rant.
I know, but that's what we talked about at some of the lessons too. And I think that's a great perspective to have, and also respect for other musicians or anything.
Yeah, I don't like country so much, but I respect certain techniques and playing, and even jazz. I'm not a huge jazz fan. There's some really cool old jazz like Django stuff that I really like. But as far as the whole improv thing and just playing, I'm not huge on that. However, I always teach my students, go for the things that you don't like so much. I'll try to obtain those, not the things that come easy because you like them. You're going to learn more from that, respect it if nothing else. So anyway.
Hey, what's your hours of lessons anyways? You got set times?
Well, I have set times during the week. I mean, it varies, but my private ones obviously are different than the ones at Jimmy's. Or Midwest Co-op. Now, I'm sorry, Jimmy, it's not your store. Right? It's our store.
Yeah, get that glow.
But right now, I'm predominantly on Tuesdays after 4 and on Saturdays about 12 o'clock at Jimmy's on Saturdays.
Sounds good.
To about 3 or 4.
The scholarship went so well. How's the kid doing with his lessons?
He's doing very well, very well. It's actually bass. I'm teaching him bass. That's what he wanted, so it's not even.
No kidding. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. So that's what he chose. No, he's doing really. He's a joy. He's a joy to teach. And in fact, the ones he won, I think, are about over, pretty close anyway.
It's getting there, yeah.
So he's been doing it for at least 2 months now, or something like that. So, but no, he's a pleasure to teach.
Well, Jimmy, why don't you tell a little more about the scholarship, and you're going to have one coming up again, right?
Yeah, I think we'll do another one. I'd love to have 100 of them a year, but we've had some folks, already make some donations through the year, and I think we'll schedule one another benefit there, and maybe have one in the middle of the year too. I tell you, it's. I wish, every kid that wanted to play, could just come down and get lessons, but, we'll have to do them one at a time and as many as we can get.
Joe, where's music going to? I've asked you that before, but what's the future of it to you?
You don't really want me to answer this, do you?
Yeah, no, I do.
I always come off presumptuous or something. It's just I have my own views of things.
I know, but it's a good view. It's all right. We'll bleep it out, man.
No,
If
it's not that. I just, if I say some one way, it looks like I'm discouraging people. If I say it another way, it's like I don't want to be that.
You're not.
I'm
You're
trying
not
to watch
discouraging.
where's music? Let's just say this. I know this is kind of a cop out. Music is what it is to you. If you love it and you need it, you really have no choice. Some people just want to do it for fun, and that's great too. Where's music today in a lot of like the big picture things? Times have changed. Record labels, especially for rock music and stuff like that. It's about pop music and even some pop country.
Yeah.
As far as the internet, everybody and their brother has something out now. You could be a garage band, just learn 4 chords, and you got a CD. You got people to back you, got money. Maybe you'll make it. Maybe you get you're cute and you got a YouTube. 100 million people watch you on YouTube, and now you're a phenomenon. Disheartening to some, others lucky, and they love it. So who am I to judge? I'm just here in this little town, little area, and I love music, and it's my addiction, and I'll be here until I'm not.
But you never turn anyone away, from wanting to pursue that if they want to do it, which I admire you for, too.
No, but I do say sometimes to certain people, especially if they want to do it for a living, that there are certain things I say that can be discouraging. I don't really mean them that way. What I mean is just, look, this is what I believe you would need to do. One would be to leave this area.
Yes, you said
okay. It's not that, I just think that there's, and other people that are from other places say the same thing. It's no different than it is here. You just, you're from there, so you think that. But I do believe you have to be in a bigger mecca, and I'm not
Chicago, Indy.
Well, sure, but it's almost not even down to bands anymore. I almost think you just got to be lucky to, maybe doing studio work, whatever it may be. Just go somewhere elsewhere than here. That's all I mean by that. As far as making it big anymore, like I said, unless you're everybody's got a CD now.
Yeah.
Everybody from the basement. It's almost like it doesn't even matter, and that's fine. You want to do it and you have fun and you're able to do it, man, who am I to tell you it's not cool? I just think it's overkill in a lot of ways. I think the more and more oversaturation, it takes away from the people who really, really have the heart and soul and spend their life wanting to, to play music. And I'll give you one example, all right? You can book a club, right? You can have a guy who spent his whole life playing music. 5 people will come to that show. You get a band right out of the basement, come book the same place, same time, everything. They got 1 million friends, they're young. Everybody loves them. They're coming there. Pack the place, all right? You tell me. I mean, I don't know. Why are guys that have spent their life being amazing still playing the 3,000-seaters while like a Lady Gaga or something, okay, is playing to.
Yeah, all right, we got it. We'll get right back to that elephant tongue stump on Iconic Radio.
She was Stop killing me.
That was the guy not shooting.
All right, we're back on. We're just ready to wrap it up. Joe, let's finish up that point before we did that song.
I was just saying that, you get a guy who's studied music his whole life, and like Steve Vai or something, he's playing to 3,000 seaters, when somebody like Lady Gaga or somebody like that, I'm just using an example, will play the stadiums. I mean, it's kind of backwards. And then I was just going to bring up this other point because we were talking during the break, is that one reason about leaving this town is kind of like when we go and play Chicago or somewhere like that, people don't know us. So when we go there, it's new to them. You come here in the same week and you come back here and it's like for me, it's Joe. We've seen him 4 times for free the last, 15, 20 years.
Right.
It's like nobody cares, but you go there, and people have never seen it, and you play, and they're like, man, you meet people, and I mean, that's really what you got to do. You got to network and just do live shows and get your stuff out there. Hope that people like it. I mean, that's why another reason I'm trying to not discourage anybody, but just get away from here. So that's all. Anyway, thanks for having me.
Joe, always a pleasure. Jimmy, what's your final thoughts?
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's good. I'll tell you, you got one of the greatest musicians in this area on the show tonight, and I tell you, it was a pleasure. I think we've known each other for about 10, 15 years, or
15.
About 15 there, and I tell you, he's quite a humble person, and I tell you, we got some big things coming up at the co-op, some big announcements, a lot going on there, and I tell you, I always enjoy coming and doing the show.
Well, I appreciate both of you. Like I said, it's we've known each other for a lot of years, and you guys do great for the music community. I really appreciate it. I want to thank Adam Nelson again. Always appreciate it. Brenda down at the Iconic Cafe and all our other workers. It's open tonight, so please come in and check us out. So, all right, this is Iconic Radio. Bruce Tassel. We'll be back next week. Thank you again, Joe and Jimmy, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Bruce.